tentando chavecar a mulher. Comecei a chavecar a mulher, deu merda, né? Fiz me extorquir e todo mundo virou pé. Virou. Bagulho doido. Bora. Bora.
Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this
Vamos lá.
place accepts all the souls. But it does not notice the crowds that come. You think you wish to know. The blood... Help it. The new...
Olha, uma baleia. Cara, velho. Vamos ver. Opa! E aí, carecão? Boa. Boa, não. Boa. Você mexe o rosto, mano? Que porra é essa? Que merda. Os humanos pensavam em cada coisa também. Se mexe, ó.
Ixion turns.
Pra agradecer aqui. Não sei se o cara tá aqui. Idoso IRJ. Salve pra ele pela inscrição. Guarda aí. Fade in, fade out. Não tem mais nada aqui, buscar. O jogo você pega uma informação a acusar tal pessoa. Doideira. Nem esse cara fez, usar ele. Suspeito.
The 49 melodies fetch again with incessant
Lá. Tem estamina, melhor coisa. Fade out.
a new faith. Interesting. What else? Keep living. Oh my. And you really excellent. Put simply, why? So that we continue to honor its fun. It must be completed by dusk. Just the same. It'll be between Sentius, the Why do you ask? You can, assuming they're eligible and willing to accept the nomination. All of the male citizens who are well, you're not a citizen yet. So, no, I'm afraid not. But if it's any consolation, there are other ways to influence the outcome of an election. By using whatever gifts the gods gave you.
Gostoso pra caramba.
Nothing untoward, of
É
course.
legal gelado. Tá bem gostoso. É, colocar um pouco de coco. Pode comer os bagulho lá de madeira. Pode comer aquilo? É, canela, é. Mas pode comer isso aí? Ah, sim, não. Não, que... É, então, não. Eu queria saber se pode. O pai tá falando.
Fresh meat, huh? Malleolus isn't receiving visitors at the moment. Her name's Domitius. You want to get to Malleolus? You go. Too bad. He's busy. I'm glad you asked. See, he's a busy man, and this is an important day. He'll be in. Left me strict instructions he doesn't want to be disturbed. So. Dunno. Something good. Bribe? That's such an ugly word. Just make... Her name's Domitius. Why? Because... I think it's gone on long enough. And Malleolus is... He's going to announce it in his victory speech. We've already lined up. Malleolus... When Malleolus wins the election, yeah? This place will change. Listen, I don't abduct women. They come to me. And they keep coming back. If you know what I mean. Listen. You don't know stuff. Listen. Yeah? If you... Hey! You're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you? Nobody's told you about Hannibal? So, there was this guy called Hannibal, right? Funny accent. One day, said he could... Anyway, a few days later he goes back in. And hours go by, and he hasn't come back out, yeah? So I go down after him, and it's dark. But in the distance I can just make out his body, sprawled out on the ground. And hunched over him was something that made my blood run cold. What any sane person would have done. I legged it out of there and put a sign at the door to warn it. Without a weapon? Well...
Nada pensa. Tá na República? Bom, tem uma arma antes de sair.
Todo doce?
Uhum.
Tô põe pra fora, né?
Ainda estou com fome. A Gina morrer assim. Triste. Bora lá.
How'd you do? Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Da... You mean, how did I end up here? That is a lengthy tale. All right. Well, you see, I'm in the business of procuring rare and precious objects liberated from the enemies of Rome. Mostly sculptures, vases, the occasional slave, fetch a magnificent price in Roman high society. Had myself a nice little shop in Rome, just off the Forum. Lots of foot traffic and close to the docks. Good place to be when the fires broke out. See, about 7 months ago, half of Rome caught on fire. Everyone who couldn't get to an outer gate was running for the river, hoping to escape by barge. So I gathered my coins and some priceless vases into a cart and had my most loyal slave girl, pretty young thing named Acantha, push it for me. All the way down to the river, I'm elbowing through a stampede of people, turning back now and then to make sure she hasn't legged it with my valuables. But, to my surprise, we make it. And I see this barge loading up, and it's so full it's almost sinking. But the captain's happy to take my coin. So I start boarding, and then he puts his hand on my chest and he says, "No, too heavy. The cart or the girl." So I did what anyone would have done. The girl? Weren't you listening? All my valuable cart. And I guess she realised what was happening because those pretty black eyes of hers go all wide. And in one swift motion, she topples the whole bloody thing into the Tiber. No, I dived in after it, of course. Aren't you paying attention? That was a bloody... Only, I guess I must have hit my head or something, because everything went... When I came to, I'd washed up on the riverbank, not far from here, with nothing in the world but a single... Thank you, friend. But it turns out it might have been... Look around you. I'm afraid not. If you're desperate, I did hear that Aurelia down at the tavern claims to know of a way out, but I'm not sure I trust her. Some people here are a little shady for my liking. Oh yeah, gotta watch out. Old Dacius has got your back, though. It's terrible for inflation is what it is. There's so much gold just lying around, it's practically worthless. Of course, I have an idea for generating real wealth, but what I need is... I've scoured this city from top to bottom with no luck. But if you happen to find one... Oh, well, technically yes, but that just means you'll need to be a little discreet. Thank you, friend. Malleolus. I mean, Sentius couldn't even keep his daughter safe. What hope does he have? Not gonna... You mean, how did I end up here? Suit yourself. Very well. Another time.
Ave again. Come back to me.
On your best behavior, I trust?
Rufius. Little watcher. Can't talk long. Got to station. Families from Seleucia on Tibnis. Babylon province. But I've been roaming a long time now. Even joined the legions. The 6th. One they call Ironclads. Same way as everyone else. Because we're all in grave danger. Magistrate made me toss it in the chasm. If you were dealing with what I am, none of your business. If we have to. If I did, do you think we'd be having this? I mean, all these people just bumble along like nothing's wrong. While we're one bad decision away from being wiped out. Seems like I'm the only one ready. I don't know. But did you ever... Of course I am. Meliodas. Not sure I trust Sentius. Couldn't even... No. Whatever.
Are they? We're finally alone. We have? Wait, I must have entrusted you with figuring out who the culprit is. Is that about right? Ah, look, it's unfortunate, but all that matters now. Now, I assume you'll sort me out again. If I did, I'd have led these people out. I give the... Thank you.
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you? What is it, citizen? I'm a legionary of the first attack. I'm from Liguria, up north originally. Not anymore. My command, that's when. Then some black... don't. Alright?
Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarian... I'm Sentia. What? Really? I'd never have noticed, what with your flawless accent, appropriate attire, and impressive mastery. Now, remind me, why are we... Ugh, what is it? I don't... That doesn't surprise me. To him, it was like a prize cow, wandering... He's upset. You... So... Oh, you should... Thanks. I'd appreciate... I'm Sentia, eldest daughter of the ma... What are you... Really? All right.
Citizen.
Keep walking.
And did you know? Yes. What else? Keep... Come... I'm afraid this area is private. I must ask you to leave.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius.
You, Tantalus,
Don't you just love
cannot
springtime?
catch the drops of water, and the tree
Ave. Ave.
How'd you do?
Greetings and salutations. Greetings. I'm Georgie. It gladdens me to see another foreigner in our midst. We must stick to... And I must say myself, leather boots in place of sandals, trousers with precise stitching, and such a curious design. I have traveled distant trade routes from the markets of Dam, and never have I seen anyone dressed quite like you. Then you are an explorer, like me. Wonderful. We will have... My story? How kind of you to ask. I am a tailor and I run the humble shop in the... You mean to say, with all the turmoil and terror of the Golden Rule, and so few customers, why bother setting shop at all? I'll tell you, it is precisely because of the Golden Rule that I wish to remind my friends of the importance of looking one's best. I say, the more of our customs we preserve down here, the more we can preserve a semblance of normality, the better our chances of keeping our heads. Don't you agree? A good question. A very good question indeed. And... I remember I had just been to Rome to sell an extraordinary selection of wares. I rented a prestigious villa by the Tiber, and now I have had visions and awoken in strange places before. I have even found myself naked in the desert. This time, I remember people screaming, then falling into a void as empty as time before. When I regained my faculties, I was lying naked by the banks of the Tiber, gods know how many... Indeed. I'm lucky I was carrying a little extra. In any case, I went to find firewood for his campfire, stumbled across a cave, and... Anything you like. Shh! Not... Have you not been told about the last... Oh, then I suppose this duty for... Of course, the first question any of us asks when we first... And scaling the chasm wall is out of the question, for it is simply... But as they say, if the wind fails, use the oars. And here the second option is to leave the way we came in, through the shaft. See, the shaft is quite high, but if one gathered up enough wood, one could... I admire your enthusiasm, my friend, but please allow... There was an attempt made by... They even decided to keep records of their escape attempt for posterity. Unfortunately, as soon as they began, they heard a godlike voice shake the entire city, and so it seems that to merely attempt escape is to invite the wrath of whichever god oversees this place. Ah, have you not heard when instead so if we it does but for that, my friend, is quite the dilemma. But after I do not enjoy the thought of another visit from Domitius if I... Nothing comes to my... I hope that our...
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to a little community. My name's impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil. Well, I'm an architect. Help out with but... Oh, I'm glad you asked. Some of these shrines, they're constructed, but there's one thing that puzzles me. I'm not sure. It could mean that the Romans, who first started building here, were just copying Greek architecture, which they do also. Or it could mean that there were Greeks living at who, if only there was a... Gladly, there it's funneled below the palace and into a cistern beneath the great temple. And the rest... Hey, not so loud. I'm not saying... You mean the great temple? Given the way it... Unfortunate, you see, there's an... And of course, so we're... Unless... Of course. Well, I'm an architect. Or at least I was back in Rome. Help out with repairs and... But you probably... I like... You wouldn't believe how often the new ones ask that question. There are much worse places to live out your days. You might have... But once you get you... Oh, I just mean I grew up in the Batavi tribe, far to the north in Noviomagus, and learned to... They weren't nearly as tolerant. Some people say it's divine, the work of a god, but I'm not so sure. It just... I mean, once you've been here long enough, which means what? And I'm pretty... Good. Then I hope you'll agree. The first... I'm glad. It's best if... Look, I haven't done anything wrong, if that's what you're thinking. Somebody just has a problem with my... preference for male company. Hey, nothing gets by you, huh? Sorry, that was mean. And when you grow up in the north, as I did, in the city of Noviomagus, you expect a bit of hostility. I saw enough, so I hid who I was for... What was it? But that kind of fear eats away at you. Needless to say, since I'm now living underground, my openness didn't go down well among the... Nice of you to say, but not necessarily. In any case, the Romans are far more accepting, and among them, or at least I thought that was the case. It's not just graffiti. The strange thing is, I've never really been interested in any of the men here. Not my type. So, if I had to guess... Strange bunch. They insist there's only one god. And if there are any of them here, they won't admit it. Not since they suppose it. All I know is... Really? Who is it? You went snooping in his place? That was risk. Have you spoken to... I would talk to him myself, but I think that would just inflame the situation. It's probably best if... Well, Malleolus is talking about loosening some of the restrictions in this place. My vote isn't... Nice to talk to...
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
Help! You have to do something! A man arrived in the baths. A real nasty sort, with his face all cut. You have to do something, or he's gonna break the golden rule. None of us do. The magistrate made us throw them all in. You'll just have to improv... Are you daft or just callous? Thank you. I have... Hear what? What? We don't have time for this. I have to go... Ugh. The shrine is collapsing!
Fabia, no! Oh God, she's dead! Did anyone see that? The whole shrine just collapsed on her! Oh, Fabia, why did you have to go in there? Poor sweet girl!
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known as Quinctius. Do you know where he is? I'm not sure I believe that, so I am here with orders from Emperor Nero himself to find and so, if you tell me the truth, is that understood? Thank you. Now tell me. A small community. Ha! You say that, but if you're not a cult, then why go to such So you admit you're not allowed to leave. Threatening me is not going to help you. But that sounds and I saw the inscription saying, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." A distinction without it. You've clearly been indoctrinated. Now tell me, you lot are practicing human sacrifice. Of course you'd say that, but that's what your kind do, isn't it? Our God, it's all clear to me now. However... Very well, here's what I know. He's a 40 to 50-year-old man with distinctive eyes, one green... The Emperor says he and his cult, your cult, are responsible for starting the fire which... Who are you to challenge what the Emperor says? Were you there? This is your last chance. Then you're up. Do you have any last words? Well, I'd say that's rather convenient, since I was
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Of course. I can't see how I could vote for either candidate. Even I could do a better job. Me, a farmer. Well, as my but if All right.
You, Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone.
Name's Rufius. No idea what you're talking about? Yes, so what? And why should I? The one true God says that... well, I don't know. There's only one true God. And he laid waste. I am doing that. If I was about to get everyone... Smart. Now get lost. We're done talking.
Agora eu vou dar uma pausa pra um café aí, depois a gente vê.